All right. Are we live? We are. We're live. How's it going? Um, yeah. Seems like in this new house, the power doesn't stay on that much. Kind of not the greatest. That being said, it was much worse in the beginning because, yeah, obviously, like my computers, once I booted up my computers, we just started having like some thunderstorms and you would have these little, like, glitchy power outages and stuff. Um, and now one of my hard drives is dead, and I had it on a surge protector and everything. I think it was just from like one of my backup drives with all my contact libraries and sample CDs. Um, and it's a Western Digital RAID. It's the last of my Western Digital RAID arrays for that purpose. And for anybody who's ever been through this, one thing that you may not realize, like, can I go full screen here? I think so. Yeah. One thing that you may not realize when you use a full RAID situation from Western Digital is that like you can have the drives mirroring each other. So if one dies, all you got to do is pop in a new drive and it'll automatically sync it up and get it back to speed. You don't even need a computer to do it. However, since they're greedy fucks, if you pop that drive out and put it into a normal drive reader anywhere else, hard drive reader, it doesn't read anything. It's like encoded behind a certain chip inside the thing, so you can only use it in the exact same enclosure, RAID enclosure, which is bad enough. Like, that's already completely terrible. But the fact that these enclosures don't exist anymore, they stop making them and they start making new ones. So you end up in hell over it. So yeah, it's like, wow, I have these one drive that may not work, one drive that definitely works, and I can't access the data without buying another. I don't even know what I need to do, but yeah, it's pretty terrible. And there's like a whole community built around it now. It's called hard drive shucking. And apparently this one can't be shucked. But yes, I do have a UPS now. I have a very powerful UPS that keeps everything online for a good 30 minutes. And I have another one for my modular back there. And so far, yeah, I've had a couple incidents. And yeah, it just stays on. I see the lights flicker, but everything else is good. So that's good. Yeah. Fucking terrible, man. I'm really surprised that nobody has sued them over that, because they should have some form of disclosure, right? Like you would think that that would be against the law or against FTC rules or something like that, to tell people that you have this backup that you're buying, because you are buying a whole other hard drive. It's like quite an ordeal. It's way more expensive than just buying a drive. And on the box, everywhere but it doesn't mention anything about that. It says, you will have a backup, but it doesn't say if it has the same enclosure. If you try and use it in a different brand's enclosure, or if you try and just plug it directly into your computer, you could get fucked. I have this like Lewis Rothman complex where I feel like I'm just sitting in a chair talking like him with the thing around me. However, I have what's the one? I forgot what it's called, like Drive Jammer or some bullshit. I do have an actual RAID array now that is not Western Digital and doesn't have any of that stuff. You could just plug drives in, pull them out. It's easy. What else is going on in the news? Cameron Venus Theory was so last week I got this email from an influencer marketing group called Ubiquitous, and they were doing work for Output's arcade subscription thing. And I usually don't even read these, but this one I was just kind of going through it really fast, and it was insane. Like it was like really pushy and weird. And usually if there's like a marketing brief, I'm like, no, like this channel's a nonprofit, so it's like, no, like I'll collaborate with brands, but not if they're just telling me what to say. That's crazy. So yeah, so I responded to them with this brief. I responded to them and I was like, hey, this is actually pretty inappropriate and, you know, insulting for, to watch my channel and then send me this. And we'll go through it in a minute. Now I feel like top music attorney. We'll go through it in a minute, but it was like, so I responded that, and then they asked me if I would like give them some pointers about how to market it better, but didn't like offer me any compensation for like, writing out a new marketing campaign for them. And while they were doing that, while they were, giving me the impression that they wanted to do, I didn't actually write anything because they didn't offer me money, but while they were doing that, they just moved on and emailed the exact same brief to Venus Theory, to Cameron. Cameron Cameron had the balls to just post the entire thing and go off on Twitter about it. So that's why I feel I'm not breaking any. Well, he wasn't breaking any rules either, but I did kind of go before Cameron did this. I also I went through some back passages to let some of the people at Output know that it was bad and that it was rubbing people the wrong way, and nothing happened. So, so I have to deliver. I would have to deliver a concept within 48 hours of accepting the campaign. One of the best things about this, though, is I'm going to compare the Output to Dawesome because Dawesome is, I guess, I don't know, they're not paying me anything, but they are associated with this stream, right? So, so I have to write a concept within 48 hours. I get a not for resale subscription for 1 year to Output's Arcade Premium. To be fair, in the email, it did ask me how much I would want for this. This is not what they're offering me to pay. Although it seems like to Cameron, that's what they were offering. They're just like, we'll give you a free year of Output if you do all this. Yeah, okay, so the deadline would be decided by my ubiquitous representative. It would need to be posted as soon as possible. My YouTube posting schedule will be taken into consideration. Thank God. Like, they will at least, hear me out if I have all these videos ready to come out. However, brand approval was required before posting. Okay, so then they have full usage rights on brand platforms for 90 days, which is weird. That's strange. 90 days is a weird, they need to be more in detail with that. Payment is within 30 days. The brand is allowed to request 1 reshoot and up to 2 rounds of edits that do not require a complete reshoot. If your draft does not meet the guidelines in the brief and an edit reshoot is needed, then it not count as brands. Okay, so that is also insane. I can't tell you, like, if you actually hired a video crew and an editor and a presenter for any one of my videos, like, it would cost well over $10,000 in just people's day rates and shit. Like, renting the lighting, renting the cameras, all that stuff. It's absolutely insane to say we're going we have the right to demand a reshoot. You better pay me $1 million fucking dollars to take this, to sign this contract if that's, how it is. So then they drop Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Billie Eilish, Skrillex, Bjork, many others, which I'd love to let Bjork know that they're using me. All right, so product details. Then down here, I have to have my key talking points. It is the highest quality curated collection of samples from music makers. You can play and tweak samples in Arcade, no searching file folders, all these things I have to say. The goal of the content, this is my favorite part. Ready? Produce a creative video, not an ad, showing how you actually use Arcade in your workflow. What does Arcade do for you that no other plugin does? That's illegal. You can't do that. So if Output sent me an email saying, "Hey, we have this idea for a video," and said that, I would immediately respond with, "Yeah, you need to look at the FTC rules. You cannot do that. You cannot not disclose that it's an ad. If it's an ad, it's a fucking ad. That's how it works." It's even an ad if, Like, so when I said earlier that this Dawsome video is an ad, it is, according to the FTC. I get absolutely nothing for it. Nobody expects me to say anything that's not coming from my heart, but it is still an ad because they're giving me something. They gave me a free, according to the FTC, they gave me a free serial number for these things, and then they're giving away prizes when we look at that in a bit. So yeah, it's an ad, according to the FTC. So doing this is actually an FTC violation. And the problematic part is they're asking the creator to do it. They're saying, you do it. It's not an ad. Don't click the ad boxes when you're uploading the video. And if you get caught, then you'll be kicked off the platform or fined or, any of the other things. So, all right, then we have must-haves. We must have the CTA. We must mention that our Outputs Arcade is a powerful sample and playable synth that will take your music to the next level. We have to include at least one of the talking points listed above. We have to make sure that we have the most recent version of Arcade. This is highlighted for me. When using Arcade during a screen capture, make sure to position the Arcade GUI prominently on screen in a clear view, have the visualizations of triggered notes, samples, macros in view, hide the tooltips windows from learn settings, but you gotta be true to your audience. Like, I love how they put these things like right next to each other. Like, you're going to do this, you're going to fucking do this, you're going to fucking do this, you're going to do this, but you got to be legit. You got to be true to your audience. You're not taking, this isn't an ad, man. But while we're at it, the don'ts. Do not call Arcade output. Say output Arcade or Arcade. Do not use, this is the one that pissed me off the most. Do not use the words patches, cheat code, sample packs, and banks. Reference the Arcade glossary, but literally, they give you a glossary for proper terminology. Do not use profanity, have alcohol in your video, or use any other content that contains nudity or lewd acts. So don't give somebody a blowjob while you're working on the on the music. Do not display another person's party's proprietary materials. Absent approval and background must be. Do not exceed the boundaries of the TikTok community guidelines for a YouTube video. Do not denigrate any Output competitors or misrepresent any of Output's products or services, which is up to their interpretation. And then they give me a glossary of what sampler means, macros, modifiers. This is the glossary I have to read from. And then all these other requirements. Yeah, like this is the one that drove me the craziest though, is like, do not use these common words used for products like these. Like, motherfucker, I've been a professional musician for 2 decades, and like, in what fucking universe do you think that it's appropriate to tell a professional musician or creator or a YouTube creator who you're actually appealing to try and get to talk about the product? In what universe do you think it's appropriate to tell them that they can't say words associated with music production? Fuck you. That's crazy. Like where did you get my email address? So anyway, yeah, just to highlight what Cameron was talking about on X, it's pretty insane. Like, it's just nuts. And this is the worst I've seen in a while. One really bad one that I saw was for Moises AI. They have like that AI subscription audio thing. That one was really bad. That one like prohibited them from talking about any other AI music or AI voice platform. And this was on my, like, I saw this, like, it came to me because they wanted me to promote it, and they didn't even know that I ran, or I co-founded and co-run VoiceSwap. So I run their competitor, and they're sending me a brief like this that said I can't talk about any competitors for 6 months after the video. I can't say anything about it, crazy shit like that. But what also sucks, well, it doesn't suck. I mean, I guess it's deserved, but like, if somebody agrees to this and signs it and takes the money and puts a video up, someone's going to point back to Cameron's X post or tweet or whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be a bad time for them. But whatever. I mean, you know what? That's what happens. If you want to disrupt the integrity of your channel by agreeing to something like this and not setting a precedent, then yes, your views or your audience will lose trust in you. So Great. So anyway, we're checking out output today. No, do create, I'm going to read some of these comments. Do creators actually follow through and agree to these contracts? Yes, they do. I often see these coming through. Let me tell you something. This is what's sad. And I don't want to name names because I just don't want to, but I don't want to attack any other creators, but I get things like this, but for broader things, for like, what's that privacy company? I don't even know what the fuck they do. They prevent your identity from being stolen with magic or something. VPNs, things like that. I get things like this, and I see those key points, and then there's YouTubers that I respect that do the ad reads, fucking point by point. You could tell that this same agency worked with them. And a lot of them will actually bring it in, like they'll write it into the video in a very organic way. And it made me unsubscribe from them. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's done on Nebula all the time. Even on Nebula, like even if you're paying for it, it's on their content, which is one of my issues with Nebula, by the way, is the company's half owned by an influencer marketing agency. So it's like, but anyway. Yeah. Oh yeah. The VPN ads are insane. Yeah. The Splice thing. You know, what's funny is, so I don't know if anybody's knows anything about the Splice situation. Top music attorney. I'll describe it very quickly. Top music attorney went over Splice's terms of service and their licensing agreements for their samples. I don't know Crystal in real life. I probably will by the time the next NAMM rolls around, but I've spoken to her a lot. I've been on her channel. We go back and forth, usually with legal things. Usually it's literally like, oh, this is going through Senate regarding AI. Like, she's a rock solid attorney who owns a law firm based on entertainment and copyright law. So our interests are very aligned frequently. She does these streams and videos, definitely a different style than this channel. But anyway, she did this stream talking about Splice's terms of service and sample terms, whatever, however you want to describe it, and was a little bit critical of how some of the legalese was written in it. And so Splice sent her a cease and desist, which sucks and is fucking annoying and dumb. And it is dumb. It's really dumb to send a cease and desist to a YouTuber who happens to own a law firm. But then she had a meeting with them and talked about how they could change their terms of service. And apparently it was this nice little chat that they had. And then she was in the meeting or right after, they DMCA'd her fucking video. They DMCA'd her stream. So anybody who doesn't know what that is, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act was like 1999 or something like that. And it's this insane draconian set of laws. And I'm sure you've heard somebody say DMCA before. Basically, if you're watching this video and if you want to be a huge dick, you can DMCA it. And YouTube, it's guilty until proven innocent. And so YouTube would take it down immediately. And then I would have to go back and appeal to YouTube and explain to them that it's not a copyright violation of any type. And then they would put it back up. And then I would literally sue you, by the way, just so you know, don't get any ideas. That's how it works. However, if you file a false DMCA, which Splice literally did, it is a felony with punishment up to 5 years in federal prison. It's a big deal. It's literally felony perjury to do that. And they did it to her video just to get it taken off the internet as quickly as possible. And they have a legal team, or at least a staff lawyer, apparently. And so I can't imagine that. I just can't. By the way, I'm like officially starting my stream at 7. Like that's when I'm going to start working on the music stuff. That's why I'm just sort of talking shit now. I can't imagine in a million years that they actually thought she was a real attorney. They had to just see a pretty woman with colored hair pretending to be an attorney and didn't bother actually researching it to figure out that she's actually, a barred attorney in Arizona. And I don't know what other states, but, a very respected actual attorney. And so that is absolutely crazy. So yeah, I mean, if you want to cease and desist someone, if you want, that's fine. That's your legal right. And guess what? She could say no to a cease and desist, and then they could go to court, and a judge looks at it and decides who's right and who's wrong. DMCA is not that. Using a DMCA the way that they did to Crystal, to Top Music Attorney, is a First Amendment violation, in my opinion. I mean, you're literally using the law to silence somebody from talking. That's kind of crazy. And I hope she sues them. I don't know. She has a lot on her plate. Who knows if she does, but I personally would like to see that. And before this, I had nothing against Splice whatsoever. I didn't really care one way or another about them. I was a member. I think I bought like a year or something like that. And I never really used samples like that anyway, but I was a member just to see what they had offerings and stuff like that. Yeah, and I immediately canceled my membership. So yeah, anyway, totally crazy. But here's my takeaway for you. Even if you don't care about Crystal, even if you don't care about any of this stuff, I would never, let me go full screen for this because this is something that you need to know. I would never in a million years trust a sample company that is licensing you loops and samples. I would never trust them in a million years if they are using DMCAs maliciously or strategically and illegally to silence any criticism, because that's like a weapon in their tool set. Even though it's illegal, it's very infrequently punished because it's it's not a serious crime like jaywalking or shoplifting. But ask yourself if you ever want to use a sample from this company after they did that to her, because if they ever decide that if they and I do know quite a bit about Splice's business model. I do know that a lot of Splice artists are not happy with Splice. Splice has been not the best with the people who are making the content for the site. And so imagine if there was a dispute somewhere and then they actually used due to a dispute that they're having with one of their artists that are writing for them, they issue DMCAs to get people's music taken off of Spotify or from a film or wherever you're using it, because Splice stuff is used everywhere. Anyway, so that's and they responded to it and they said that we support creators' rights to say whatever they want. And bullshit, you don't, because you did this and you didn't apologize for it and you didn't make any correction to make sure it never happens again. So that's my take on Splice. So anyway, for a more fun, for less bitchiness and more fun, we have a pretty awesome thing happening on today's stream. Well, first of all, I didn't realize that Dawsome came out with not one, two new plugins. One is a pretty interesting soft synth, which I played with very briefly just to make sure it works, and I was like, oh, nice. It reminds me a little bit of Generate for some reason, which is like one of my favorite VSTs in the world. And the other one is a reverb, literally a shimmer reverb. What the fuck? How did I not know about this? I'm just like, how did I not know that one of my favorite plugin companies put out a reverb plugin? That one I played with for like 5 minutes, and literally had to turn it off because I was having too much fun with it. So that's great. So I hit them up. I've spoken to them before, not in any really professional capacity. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do this on a stream. Do you want to do a coupon or some NFRs? And they're like, I only asked for one. Just give me one. They gave me a bunch. And so, yeah, so I was like, okay, well, how about we do it this way? I want people to send me pictures that are either surreal or unexplainable. Surreal meaning like it just doesn't look real, it's weird, it's liminal, maybe creepy, and then unexplainable would be anything from like, a floating mailman or a UFO or, something that doesn't make sense logically when you first look at it. And so we're going to go through those on this stream and then pick the best ones. And then I'll email those people their codes. So, yay. Yeah, I mean, all the things that they have are incredible. That's the beauty of it. So let's look at Kult first. I'll do like 45 minutes on Kult, 45 minutes on Love, and then we will go into the picture looking for the end. And I probably will have to pee at some point. So, no, Kult and Love have been around for over a year. That's that. You know what sucks about that is like, realistically, I missed. Yeah, I in my reverb video. That means I missed them for Love, which is like bad. Like I should have known that. I don't know how I missed it. Guess I'm not the gear expert that I claim to be. All right, so let's start with the knit. So check out all these oscillators. Like I don't even know what these are. Gritty. That's nice. And then let's so we can add like LFOs here. I like how easy this is, by the way. You could just sort of move this. Set your LFO settings over down here. You could even draw it. Obviously, we have our main ADSR here. Can make these mono. So these shapes are, I'm assuming, the oscillator. So like this one will be a little sharper. Yeah. And we could sync them as well. These frequency shifts are nice. That's just kind of how it reminded me of yeah, I mean, it's so easy to make a drone. And then let's randomize the phase on this oscillator. Let's find a filter. And add an LFO to that. is like the most boring thing you could do ever. That's what everybody does. Do we have any? Oh yeah, we have. This is what I want. We have combs. Turn up the harmonics so we can tune them. Loudest space key ever. Start it. Here we go. I'm curious to see what clouds mean. I'll remove all the... Whoa. Sweet. Save patch. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a sale, like a Black Friday type thing from them, but I'm sure they have them. Just buy it off them and not Plug in Boutique, whatever you do. I don't even know if they sell in there, but... I wonder what mod is. Oh, okay. It modifies an input. Got it. Pressure, glide. Are the ADSRs loopable? I'm saying this like I'm like looking at a modular synth or something. It doesn't need to be because the LFOs are really powerful. I like how you could set the slopes. Oh, okay. There you go. Then yeah. Then this will probably be on sale. All right. Let's see if we get LFO to an LFO. Maybe. Yay. Interesting. Just found totally. Let's look at some presets. Whew. Damn. I feel like I was not going hard enough with the oscillators. Jesus. This is incredible. Like, legit incredible. Jesus. Yeah, it's like Well, I mean, they have pads, so let's see if the pads can sound not angry. Bad start for trying not to sound angry. I could play something less angry sounding too. Huh? There we go. Pretty epic. Yeah, I haven't used Omnisphere in years. You know, I said something about... I didn't even say anything mean. It wasn't like bad. I mentioned that like Omnisphere, basically Omnisphere is outdated, and like I kind of mentioned that in a stream or video, and got some emotional blackmail in my inbox from the company. Although I would like to. I've heard good things about keyscapes. Although I heard good things about the keyscapes 10 years ago, so who knows what it's like now. I do have, I just don't think it's very updated, but I do have, because I know they have like add-ons now, but I have played with Keyscape, like just the standard original piano or something, and it was good. Woof. That's a barking pad. keys. Why does it say FU? What did I do? Factory. Okay. Factory user. Yeah, I mean, if Spectrasonics updated Omnisphere to 3, it's been, what, 15 years? I got Omnisphere 2.0 on DVD. Literally on it. It was a bunch of DVD drives in the mail. That was the only way that they sold it when it first came out. I was doing a lot of ad composing at the time, so Omnisphere was like pretty powerful in that era. And they didn't have a download option. So I had to order something like 14 DVDs, and it took like all day to install. And we were just like, okay. Yeah, these are quite epic. Falcon, in my very subjective and limited opinion, has far surpassed Omnisphere. Just because it's so much more efficient, has so many more synth engines, it's more stable. Unless Omnisphere is updated and got way more stable and efficient, but last time I used it, it was already kind of like, ugh. And that was like 8 years ago or something. If you, especially the newer version of Falcon where they have like all the interfaces for each like type of synthesizer, they have like, yeah, you know, they're kind of doing what Melda does, but maybe in a little bit more of a classy UI way where you just have, yeah, like interfaces for everything, for all the different types of synths. If you want them on the front thing, you could still edit everything down in the engine. Rhythm. I bet these are all the ones I already heard. What does Helion do? Oh. Resynthesis. Yeah, I need to check that out. Maybe I'll do that in a stream. Why didn't I do it before? What's wrong with Helion? It's made by Steinberg. Maybe I had to install some draconian shit to get it to run. Yeah. Because I know that was the case with, well, with Cubase, they asked me, they're like, hey, do you want to license? I hadn't updated it in years. And I was annoyed with the updating. They like force you to update like a small incremental thing and pay for it. Otherwise it costs you way more on the next big version. I'm just like, God damn, I hate this scheme. But they asked me if I wanted a newer version of Cubase whenever one of the newer versions came out. And I said, yeah, sure. And then I had like a lot of stuff scheduled for streams, like a month out, you know? And so I just sat on it for a bit. And I also wanted to like play around with it before doing a stream, because I feel like if you just stream a new DAW, it's going to be very frustrating for all the users. And then they like, I guess my license was only valid for like 30 days. And so I was just like, oh, fuck this. They got to get a professional company like Ubiquitous on it. Ah, okay. Then I'll see if I can pirate it. If I require all that. I mean, I'll buy it, but I'll pirate it as well. I'm not running multiple background apps for software. The foot's okay. It's way better than it used to be. 2 months ago or whenever that happened. Yeah, I was told I would have to wear a boot for 6 weeks. And I wore it for like 2 weeks. And then it got like more uncomfortable to not wear the boot. Yeah. I do notice that. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the comb filters. Like I don't notice that they're... I'm sorry. Believe it or not, I've broken my feet a few times. Especially, I've fractured my heel repeatedly from MMA. Believe it or not, not from kicking things, but from twisting on it on a surface that wasn't a mat. Right when I first moved down here, I fractured my heel because I went from like I didn't have a gym yet that I picked out because I had one in Chicago and. Moved down here and I was just doing hundreds of leg kicks in a workout on a heavy bag on an LA Fitness floor. So it was like, you know, a basketball court type floor. And sure enough, the impact, whatever, the pressure from that ended up fucking my heel up on the other foot. Physics. Damn. This is Lorenz 4. I kind of want to just play with that oscillator really fast. Weirdly, I've never had an injury in my hand from an actual fight or sparring or anything like that. Always from heavy bags. And it's always when I take a break, like if I like take months off to go on tour to recover from some other injury, and then I would come back and then I would hit a heavy bag, and it's like my body would remember all of the muscle memory on like how to punch hard with like your hips and, you know, like throw your hips into the punch and stuff. But my wrists hadn't been conditioned, and so it just always that happened a few times, more than a few times. Yeah, with the poetry and noise, what you're saying about your knee, same thing happened with my wrist. I broke it in 2020, and they did a I got an x-ray, and they literally found like 7 breaks that weren't, you know, properly healed. Great, that's gonna be awesome for my long-term comfort. Oh, it's the gain that made this bigger. Got it now. Okay. I was trying to figure out, like, well, how did that look so big and awesome? It's mesmerizing. Interesting that the filter doesn't close all the way. Wait a minute. I had no idea this was a thing. So we could randomize the transposition here and play one note. I suppose this isn't. No, okay. I was gonna say it'd be amazing if we could set up LFOs. Little Boolean algebra. Nice. Yeah, I do have a lot of unfiltered stuff. I really like it. Yeah, unfiltered's great. Okay, let's check out Love. Is it that time? Yeah, yeah. It's that time. All right. In it. Oh, I don't have any guitars. I have pedals or lap. Do I have any cables to plug a guitar in? Or I have a lap steel, but lap steel sounds great with. Let me go grab a cable. Burb. Yeah, Lucy's retired. She ain't running nothing, she says. Says, I've been running the show way too long. Done. Although I do have a... You want a bone? She said, yeah, I'll take a bone. Says, you get the stream, I got the bone. We'll make this work. I should bring all the chickens in, too. The chickens are having a bad day, man. 2 severe thunderstorms in one afternoon. Maybe they're having a good day. Maybe they're probably eating worms, if they're smart. Okay, sorry. This is a hell of a cable. That would be analog 10. Okay. Yeah. I don't think I was that down with Lion. But yeah, stuff like Spec Ops and whatever the compressor was. That one was interesting to put on random things. I have a fidget spinner or something in here. Oh my god, I have 2 fidget spinners. Where did I get all these fidget spinners from? Oh, you know what? I got them for, see these fidget spinners? So this is like a little kalimba. Got them for that, to make those sounds. For my... Does this not have an output? Am I that dumb? Oh wow, I'm that dumb. Okay, so this thing... You can't really hear it unless I'm... Okay, then I guess it's lap steel. Weird, I thought that this plugged in, but that's my other kalimba. I don't even know my kalimbas. Alright. Pedals, lap steel, rather. I'm done with pedal steel forever. I give up on that instrument. Dropping everything. Alright. Let's use this big studio desk. It's more like a desk steel. bring this guy down so you can see it. Oh, I'm gonna sit like this for some reason. Gonna want to tune it just to be sure. Yeah, that's way off. This is a lap steel that I partially designed. So it does this. But check this out. See, the thing is I really sucked at the pedal steel. But I wanted the ability to change from minor to major and seventh and stuff, so however, it does not stay in tune that well at all because of these bars. And then 2 different people are now making clones of it on reverb because I had one luthier make it and then he continued to make it. Now somebody else has like ripped off his schematic. So you could buy one. Don't pay more than like $900 for it though. All right. Yeah, I've not played with this way before. I've only listened to presets, so this is nice. Moog is has there been an announcement on when that's happening, the new thing? Yeah, I'm just checking this out first. Whoa. Yeah, I think I like Swarm the best. So I assume Clouds is like the same. Okay. Might be too epic for an analog instrument. It's a little much. Yeah, maybe this isn't so much for things like this instrument. Could be, but Reddit's down. That's a first. Just kidding. Reddit's like the most chronically down site I've ever. Yeah, just like I remember in the early days of Reddit. It wasn't even early. I think I first started using it in like 2009 or something. I wasn't even aware of it, but my upstairs neighbor was like familiar with my music, like before he moved in, and he was like, "You should do an AMA," and I was like, "What's an AMA?" And I did. It was it was really cool, but then I was just like, "This site's down all the time." This little startup site, and now it's like this conglomerate. All right, brown sugar crunch. Wow, that's actually pretty dope. Trying to figure out where the distortion's coming from here. Filter, maybe? Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's in the drive. I wonder if it's a non attacking. While I really like this, I don't know if it would have placed in my reverb video. Because it's not really a reverb. I mean, the only reverb is... Oh, well, we have this going on right now. Yeah, let's just hear the reverb on its own, which would be clouds in this case. Yeah, you know, I was just thinking that with Black Hole, I kind of want to compare the two. Like, by the way, if Black Hole sounds better on a long reverb, the new one, it's really expensive and proprietary. So even comparing the two is already impressive for Dawsome. Because this is a, not a cheap reverb. Gravity, well, it says here sweeps from reverse tails to ethereal ambence as natural decays. Yeah, okay, it increases decay, but I sort of looked at it differently. Weird. That's kind of funny. I didn't realize that it was just decay. I thought it was something more special. So easy to go overboard. EFX from Arturia. That is... That's like their crystal thing, right? Yeah, refract. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. It's the other EFX. Obviously, I'm not addicted to it because I've only fragments because I've only played with it a few times. I mean, it's okay for what it does. It's not mind-blowing to me. Oddly enough, like the kind of reverb that I would want for some of these tones would be like Twangstrom. There's a different one that I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name. Too many reverbs. How many algo verbs are in there? There we go. Just need a short one, really. Let's see how much my CPU can take. It's a bit epic. Ugh. All right. Shall we start going through some pictures? Oh, let me organize that really fast. Not that I didn't have it organized, but I did have to reboot. So we have a total of 84 responses, or submissions rather. Since my power went out, I didn't close them. All right. Let me view my folder really quick. I want to dox anybody. How can I do these without seeing? Sorry, I'm basically right now what I'm trying to do is not dox everybody and just view them in a normal file folder so it doesn't have people's names attached to it. Not that I don't think most people would even mind, but you know, one person might, and that's enough to do it the way I'm doing it. Okay, let me see if I could open these up this way. Wow. Just really does not want to not show me the file name here. Sorry about how obnoxious this is. Actually, you know what I can do? You know what I can do for you? I bet that I can open up a window really fast. Let's see, window capture. That way it doesn't show the file name. Let's see. Frustrating. I'm really, okay, there we go. Window capture 2. I think we can do this way. Nope, doesn't want to show the image. My goodness. Okay. Great bunch of software here. So that just shows nothing in front of me. Great. All right. I guess I'll just try one more thing here. Stream. I'll just make this, bump it up there so you can't see the top here. There we go. Beautiful. What a dumb bunch of bullshit all this stuff is, huh? Let me mute my input. Here you go, Lucy. Play your heart out. She's like, is this bone? Okay. Let's take a look at these images. All right. Digging that for Surreal. Nice, nice. Ooh. That is definitely Surreal. Okay. Let me make sure that I know which ones are going to what. That way I could write down the names. Okay. That would be unexplainable. Yep, I can't explain. Well, can I? But I like the setting. It kind of is surreal too. Ooh. Okay. Nice. What's happening here? Funny, I thought that was AI at first. This is this is like this is unexplainable for sure. This is like a reflection or something. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. Okay, great. Great job. I have no idea. Like, yeah, it looks like a dimension's like popping in. Ah, that's crazy. It looks like a you're on like you're flying into a planet, but like there's really bad resolution. But that's the trees. That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. That's surreal. I don't know if drawings count. I probably should have specified that. Although that is definitely surreal. Also, definitely something that one of my viewers would draw. Very physics. Very metaphysics. I don't yeah. Surreal. I feel like that's explainable. I like the paw here. Like I like the random paw just chilling. Hmm. It's crazy to see so many spots like this and kind of realize like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that is kind of cold most of the year around on this planet. I'm so tired of heat down here. Oh, that's beautiful. Those are birds. That though, I mean, it's clouds, but ooh, glow sticks. This honeycomb filter or what? Oh yeah, this is weird. Is that a couch? Yep, this is unexplainable. I mean, it could just be a little surface of some sort, but yeah, it looks like a giant wine glass with a couch. How is that happening? Yeah, that's pretty unexplainable. With the two reflections, it is. I mean, I guess it would be like double paned or something, but that still doesn't. Whoa. That is someone's grandfather, that's for sure. That's creepy. That is surreal. This one's gonna win some. I have a feeling this is, unless things get way, way crazier, this thing's gonna win something. That is very surreal. I feel like I'm looking at a fucking person. Yeah, that's definitely surreal. Oh, thank you, Owen. Wonder how that was spun. Maybe just on a table? Yeah, these like accidental double exposures or purposeful double exposures. I like those. Yeah, okay, that's unexplainable for sure. Yeah, no idea. Yeah, yeah. My first thought was like no Photoshop, but this doesn't appear to be photoshopped. It just appears to be unexplainable. Wow. Reminds me of the Salton Sea. Kind of the same vibe. Super surreal. Oh, lovely. Love this. This is nuts. Oh my god. Man. Pack of Newports. Oh yeah, I love this. You know, there's a time in, God, probably like 2010 or something, I was in South Dakota and I found a house that kind of had this similar vibe. And I spent like a day just preparing the lighting to get a shot. It was like a blood sock, to get a shot with like everything well lit in like a super surreal way. And it's so funny because like I showed the picture to so many people and they're like, cool. I'm like, no, you don't. Okay. I even like wrote something on the building outside to like have a special, but God, I love that color. Nah, AI couldn't do this. Yep. All too familiar with this look. That's pretty unexplainable. It's amazing. Yeah, these are great. It's going to be hard to decide. That's for sure. Yeah, I just love fog and like this type of lighting. Whoa. What? Wow. I'm not scared of AI producing beats or songs. It can if it wants to. Music's already been devalued to the point where it's unsustainable for the vast, vast, vast majority of musicians. So it's like, yeah, go for it. I'm not gonna stop making music. Yeah, this is crazy. This must be a mirrored room. Yeah. One of the infinity mirror rooms. Nice. I'd love to hear those acoustics. Ooh. Yeah, that almost looks like a reflection. Wow. That's so cool. That's surreal. Oh, is this the Waymo parking garage? I've been here at night, believe it or not. A friend of mine, I played a show in 2018. 2018. I played 2019. Yeah, 2018, I think. I played a show at um in Mountain View and it was paid for by Google, but like through a bunch of different things. And it was like a seated show and it was a really nice venue. And the mayor announced me, the mayor of Mountain View, California. And I was just like, what is happening? But a friend of mine who worked at Google showed me the Waymo garage at night. And it was very scary. It's a bunch of cars parking themselves over and over again without any humans. Wow. Oh, yeah. Where would have this been? Where are we here? No fake ninjas. This must have been on a, I don't know, something that rotates, obviously. Side of a ship? Train? No. What's that? It's like a hook. No idea. No guesses. Nice. It's beautiful. Light art. Wow. I was gonna say, like, if that's, yeah, as a religious deity, that would be very unsettling. But then again, like, I went to a Catholic grammar school that had a beheaded saint, so there's statues of headless people in it. So, oh, that's cool. For some reason, I really want to feel that sunlight. Yeah, double exposures are amazing. In fact, I kind of think like apps kind of, I don't know, with everything that apps can do with your phone, it kind of ruined the fun of double exposures. Like I remember spending so much time playing around with them on like I think my Canon 6D or I don't know, some older camera did them automatically. Like you could just take one photo and then another one, but there was nothing else. Like it was just sort of like a double exposure. You couldn't like edit it in any way on the camera, but it was so fun to like look at them. It's like a spine. That's I don't know what's happening here. It's both surreal and unexplainable. It's fancy. Wow. That's pretty high. Very leftovers. um yeah, it's yeah, no idea what's happening here. That's pretty unexplainable. It like could be the like easiest explanation. Like there's a house over here and we're starting a campfire right here with an old door, but at the same time it's like way more complicated than that, or at least it looks that way. How detailed was the statue? It was I mean, it didn't have like red blood or anything, but it was definitely a headless person. Oh, some of them they would hold the head. Yeah, these are like irises. Trying to figure out what these are. It's unexplainable. Yeah, it's pretty surreal. That I don't know if that's surreal or unexplainable, but it is really cute. that guy. We're oh, look at that. We're having a photo contest. It has to be surreal or unexplainable. And the winners win some NFR codes to the software. I imagine you're driving by. It's pretty odd though. Looks pretty epic. Epically detailed. Wow. That's kind of insane. Like, this could be like the last image ever taken. Like the last photo taken on Earth would be like this. Is that in Utah? Beautiful. More robocars. Wow. A lot of exposures there. Then that one's pretty unexplainable as well. Hmm. McDonald's trying to open up in Joshua Tree. Oh man, these guys are nuts. I've seen this a few times. They're so surreal, especially in person. And it always happens after like a severe thunderstorm. Like after like a tornado. That's very odd. It's like the surface of some planet. Oh, that's very cool. Wow. Soap? I love this. That's amazing. It's so bizarre. Especially because the sky is kind of like dark in the background. Like you can't tell if it's a nice day or if it's about to storm. You have like no idea. Whoa. That must be lightning striking at night. That's crazy. Wow. Wrong dinner. Thinks he's a bee. It's like a mothfish. Oh wow, these are different people. I thought that was like the imprint. Oh, that's really cool. No idea. No idea what's happening. Huh. That's rad. I mean, that has to be taken with a telescope. Yeah, good exposure. Nice leopard print in there. Wow. That is very surreal. I would love to see it without footprints, although I know that's impossible. But like, anytime I'm in places like this, even with just dirt, I'm like, oh, I wish there weren't footprints. Yeah, that's extremely surreal. I love that. Good texture. Can't tell if that's massive or like tiny and just using exposure stacking. Huh. That's very bizarre. Especially with like just the other images around her. Yeah, it's just pretty crazy. Hmm. Don't go in there. Definitely don't go down there. Like a fox man with a laser pointer. No idea what I'm looking at. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. That's weird. Rule breaking. It's 100% looks like something you would see around here too. At first I thought that was like a beach. But it must be near an expressway because these things keep snowdrifts from covering the road. Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, is this Tucson? Ooh, that is definitely unexplainable. Wow. I'm having trouble figuring out what this is. It is both surreal and unexplainable. The only thing that's unexplainable is the shirt. But everything else is just surreal. Okay, that's kind of unexplainable. Just shape shifting. Oh, I like that. Yeah, hard to tell what that is. It's a lot of candles if it's candles. Ooh. That's creepy. That is pretty surreal. And that's it. All right. I'm gonna pick the winners. I don't want to pick them in this stream, just because A, it'll take a while. I want to go through them multiple times, and B, no, that's pretty much the only reason. It's because it would take a while and it'd be really boring. Because I would just stand there and I'd look at things over and over again. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely tough. I kind of didn't expect it to be. I was kind of like, I thought there'd be like two really obvious ones, and the rest would kind of be. But yeah, no, there's some amazing shots there. Well, that's fun. Yeah. Well, the most unexplainable ones will get Kult, and the most real ones will get Love. And I think I have 3 each to give away, so that's good. Obviously, thanks to Dawsome for being generous with their software, and getting us to look through our photos to see what is surreal and unexplainable. Also, thanks to them for making awesome plugins. One last thing I want to do. I did want to run something else through Love really quickly, just to demonstrate it without the lap steel. So piano will do it. Ooh. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Yeah, I like the dirty stuff. Nice. Ooh, what a good patch for a EP. Ooh. Too many notes for the reverb. You could probably make a patch just from the reverb on its own. All right, well, good time to send off. Sweet. Thanks for watching. I got a long video to finish about how this whole place behind me came to be. Why am I talking like Donald Trump? I need a bandage for my ear. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all soon. Thank you to Dawsome for making the Dawsome plugins, but also for the NFRs and stimulating people's, well, I guess it didn't really stimulate the creativity. It just made them share previous creative efforts with us, but that is always great too. So thank you so much. And I'll see y'all next week. And yeah, have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Bye, Mom.